Welcome. This is test 1-1 review for PreAP. It's time for review. So the first thing you need to know for the upcoming test is how to classify numbers. Given a number, can you tell me which category does it best belong? So label the diagram to show the relationship between the following sets. So natural numbers or counting numbers go in this circle. Then whole numbers go out here, then integers, then rational number is the big circle because all three of these classification can go inside a rational number. 2 through 6. Use the completed diagram above to correctly place each number. So negative 2/5. Well, this is a fraction. Fractions and decimals are rational numbers, so it would be best in a rational number. 0. Can you count to 0? No. So a whole number, it goes here. Even though it can be an integer or a rational number, it is best located in a whole number. Whole numbers are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Negative 13 is a negative. Do you see any decimal fractions here? No. Even though it could be a rational number, it's better classified as an integer. 2 and 6/10, a decimal, rational number. And this is probably the one that you will get wrong or get tricked by. 8 divided by 4, or how many groups of 4 go in 8? It goes in 2 times. So another way to represent this, let me get my pen, is number as 2. 2 is a natural or counting number. So some of you may have put 8/4 right here under rational number, which is true, but it is best represented under natural number. So some of you may put it under rational, but it really should be under natural accounting number. Define integer. What is an integer? Integers are like whole numbers and they're opposite. So they could be like -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, dot, dot, dot mean keeps going. So like 5, 6, 7, dot, 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 like -5, -6, -7. So they are like whole numbers, like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the opposite of them, -1, -2, -3, -4. Do you see any decimal fractions here? No. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, we will use this number line right here to refer that. List the integers from the number line. Well, these can't be integers. These are rational numbers because those are decimals or fractions. So the only integer I see here is 0 and -1. Which integer is greater? So if you remember from ordering integer, where do you find the least integers? Right here. There was a boy in my 4th period class who said the left side is the least. So that means, and then someone in my 8th period class, the way he noted that if it is to the right side, it is greater. If it is to the left side, it's least. So which integer is greater, -1 or 0? Well, 0 is greater than -1. Or another way to say, if you have $0, this person owes $1. Who is greater? The person who just owes $0. So 0 is greater. Represent this with an inequality. There are two ways you can represent it. 0 is greater or more than -1, or -1 is less than 0. What is the opposite of the smallest integer? So which one is the smallest integer? -1. The opposite of -1 is 1. What is the absolute value of -2.5? What's absolute value again? How far it is from 0. So if I have -2.5 right here, how far is this to 0? Half, 1.5, 2.5. 2.5 units away from 0. What is the absolute value of 4? What's absolute value? How far it is from 0. How far is 4 from 0? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. So 13. Which equation represents the absolute value of -7? So here is -7 right here. What's absolute value again? How far it is from 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it could be this one Oh, that's it. That one. So we know it cannot be A, B, and then this one shows a negative on its side. So this is a complete, well, first of all, it's not the same question. It said what represents the absolute value negative. So if you try to answer this question, here's 7. So what's inside the grouping symbol? 7. How far is 7 from 0? 7 units or 7 spaces. But then this negative means the opposite. So this actually should be negative 7. So that's why D is not correct. 14. Put the elevation in order from lowest to highest. So number lines can be horizontal, such as this, or they can be vertical, such as this. If I was going to do a horizontal, these are the least, these are the greatest. So 53 will be on positive, 862 will be on a positive, negative 187 will be negative, 2 would be positive, and negative 125. So I go back 125, so it'll be somewhere right here, because 187 is less than negative 125. So put them, oh, it says put it from lowest, least, to highest, or greatest. So negative 187, negative 125, 253, and 862. All right, so what if you decided to do it as a vertical number line, like this way? Same thing. Oh, this is 0 right here. So the highest would be on the top, the lowest is on the bottom. So same thing. And is that our last question? No. Write an addition equation that could be represented by the model below. So this is 0. What's happening here? So some people wrote 0. Oh, it could be this. This is one alternative answer. 0, you're going to negative 4, and it's going forward 1, 2, 3 spaces. So what's negative 4 plus 3? Negative 1. Some people say it as it going to negative 4, then you're adding 3 units to it, so that's why it's negative 1. Number 16, Jonah received a notice from his bank that he withdrew $14. What does it mean, withdraw? It means take money out. You're spending it. So that's negative 14. Then he made a deposit of $50. That means putting money in. You're saving that money. You're keeping that money. That's positive. So what is Jonah's balance? So we have 14 negatives. Oh, so you could do it as a number line. So you have 14 negatives. So we go back to negative 14, but then 50 positives. You could do it that way. So what would that be? That would be $36. Or you could see it as you draw modeling, you draw 14 negatives, then you draw 50 positives, and before you say, are you really going to draw 50 positives? No way. So notice how all these are 0 pairs. These all cancel out. So these 14 negatives will cancel out with 14 positives. So how many positives will be left over? It will be 36 positive. Another way, if you could do it mentally, which I'm hoping you can, are there more negatives or more positive? They're more positive. How many more positives are there than negatives? They are 36 more positive. Subtract it. And so it's number 17. I think this is the last question. Yes, it is. So number 17. So we have 8 negatives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You add it to 13 negatives. Do you see any 0 pairs here? Does anything cancel out here? No. So that is 21 negatives. But how do you bubble in? You bubble in the negative, bubble in the 2, and the 1. If you bubble it wrong on the upcoming test, it will be marked wrong, even though you have the correct answer. Make sure. So here are different ways to represent it. I represent it through modeling with calendars. I represent it with a number line. You can do it mentally. Have 8 negatives, adding 13 more negatives to it, 21 negatives. Someone owes $8, then they owe 13 more dollars, so they owe $21. So good luck on your upcoming test 1-1 pre-AP.